is a tutorial on making these gorgeous little mini books. You may have a different design to these peacocks. There are other designs available in my Etsy shop, but the principle is the same. Now for each kit you get 3 different cover designs, so you can make 3 books out of the kit, and you get 3 pages of the inside pages, and you can mix and match these. What you need to do is just trim around the edge and then cut each page into 3 pieces like this, and then you can mix and match and do what you want with these strips. So to begin, I'm going to fold my cover in half. Let's move these out of the way. Fold my cover in half, then crease along the spine, the front of the spine, then crease along the back of the spine, and there's our cover complete. And we can go ahead and glue this together. I'm using my alcohol-based Collal glue for this because it's my absolute favourite. You use whatever you like, obviously. I would suggest something nice and strong. One of the things I love about this Collal is because it's alcohol-based, it doesn't wrinkle your paper like a water-based glue can. This cover is printed on 300-gram cardstock, which is £110 cover stock, and the inside pages I'm printing on 120-gram, which is £80 text stock if you're in the US. So there's my cover all done. You will find that you've got a slight white edge on the back there. You can trim that off or ink it up, whichever. I'm just going to ink these edges. So there's our cover complete. Now for the inside pages, we're going to start by folding each page in half, right sides together. And then we fold back on itself using this slight faint line here to line up with the edge underneath, and we can see also that we're getting this nice and lined up on this edge here, and making sure that these edges are also lined up. And then we just concertina fold these pages backwards and forwards on themselves, turning it over and repeating the process. You can see I'm lining up this faint edge here with that piece at the back there, keeping everything nice and straight and square. And the reason I like to do it from the middle is that because it helps us with accuracy. If I start folding here, for instance, it's still doable. It's fine. If you want to do it this way, you can do it this way. But because we're starting at the beginning and working our way to the edge, if you go off a little bit, which is quite normal, you're going to go off a little bit each time. So by the time you get to the other end, you're likely to be off a little bit more. And you can see that I am going off slightly. You're likely to be off a little bit more than you are by using the method where you start folding in the middle. That's not bad, all things considered. I'll do this one from the middle. And now I've got 3 little concertinas. I'll put make sure we've got those the right way up. I'll put my writing pages in the middle and my decorative pages at the end. So before we go ahead and construct our book, we need to glue these pages together. I'm going to begin by gluing those 2 pieces together and those 2 pieces together, giving us one long concertina. And then turn the whole thing over, and we're going to glue all our individual pages together now. This first one and the last one we're leaving because they will glue onto the front and the back flap of the book, but all the other pages need to be glued together. So we'll just start by gluing one side, popping the cover over it, and we just keep going like that. Now I don't worry about making sure everything's stuck down. I'm just going to go ahead, put that in the middle of the page, and glue each one down. You might like to take a little more care than I'm doing here. And then when we've finished, we can glue all that down together in one go. And then we need to carefully open it up and check that we're not sticking all our pages together. There we are. Now I can go ahead and glue this in my book. So I'm going to start by lining the spine of my pages up in the center of my spine here. Now you'll see that if I close all these together tightly, there's a lot more spine than there is pages. If you want to, you can add a lot more pages to this. You can keep adding more concertina here, printing out sort of several more pages of your inside papers if you want to, but I want to show you how I do this. So line this up in the center of your spine. You can go ahead and glue on both sides if you want to at once. And make sure you've got this the right way up, because it can be annoying if you do all this work and you find that you've stuck it on upside down. So there we go, we're lining up everything centrally here, and then I'm going to press down my front and I'm going to press down my back. I've got a little bit of wiggle room, so I'll make sure everything's sitting nicely before I shut my book. There we are, I'm happy with that. Just check again that I'm not sticking my pages together, and you may like to let your books sit like this to dry, so you know you're not going to have any unwelcome sticking when you're finished. And there we are, that's our little Peacock book. And here's the set of 3 together. Don't they look beautiful?